Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my Entomology cat, hard enamel pin. This pin is part of my larger Cats Doing Science project. Now let's get into the design. Entomology is the study of insects or bugs. This word is often confused with etymology, which is the study of word origins. So in an attempt to further confuse you, I would like to briefly discuss the etymology of entomology. The word entomology can be traced back to two Greek words, entomon, which is the word for insect, and logia, which is a word for the study of. It can also mean like a collection of words or texts on a particular subject, but we take that these days to mean the study of. So logia, the study of. But study of what? Well, entomon, insects. Now, entomon is interesting, though. While it was the Greek word that was used for insects, it actually means notched or segmented, which would describe an insectoid body with their notched appearance or segmented body. So, that is the etymology of entomology. Now, as for this pin design, it did give me a fair bit of challenge coming up with the idea. Insects generally are rather small. Pins are also rather small. So the challenge really was trying to figure out how to depict an insect in a pin form at the same scale that the kitty is without it being far too small to be recognizable, and at the same time still have the pin be fun and interesting to look at, because that's the whole point of pins, right? You know, it doesn't matter if it's to scale or accurate looking to real life if it's not fun or interesting to look at. And so while thinking about it, what I came up with was that the part of entomology that is probably most accessible to people who are not entomologists is the act of bug catching. This is something that many people have done as a child. Some still do it as adults. People collect insects. And it's said that the Pokemon was actually came out of the creator's love of insect collecting. You know, gotta catch them all. So I decided that it would be fitting for our kitty scientist to have a big insect net, and I wanted him to be swinging it in an effort to catch some sort of an insect. Once I had settled on that idea, it gave birth to a whole new problem in the sense of, well, what insect would I depict? And this really became a point of internal contention for me because I know certain insects are much more socially acceptable than others. Butterflies, for example, largely enjoy being enjoyed. Roaches, on the other hand, are fairly universally despised, and then of course there's an entire gambit of insects in between that on that likability scale. I ended up settling on a bumblebee for a couple of reasons. One, I like bumblebees. Two, I already had a bumblebee in a different pin design, and I would just need to do some edits and modifications to it so it would work for this pin design. And while bumblebees are not the best pollinators, they are a good visual representation of pollinators. And pollinators need our support because we seem to be killing them off at a rapid rate through chemicals and other means. And we really do need them for a variety of crops. So bees in general have kind of become the rallying symbol for, hey, maybe let's not use so many pesticides. And as a gardener, I can understand the desire for pest-free gardening spaces and for pest-free crop production. But seriously, folks, we need to get on this before we mess it up even more than we already have. So anyway, I settled on a bee. But what I also settled on was having the bee be a separate mini pin. And I did this so that if someone happened to prefer a different insect, in theory, they could get a pin of that insect, and then the kitty would be about to catch whatever insect that was. Now, do I plan on making mini pins of other insects? I don't know, not at the moment, but it's something that I'm open to doing in the future, especially if I make a Cats Doing Science Series 2, which a lot of people seem very interested in me expanding this collection. But even if I don't make them, there are thousands of other pin creators out there, and I'm sure someone has made mini butterfly pins, or mini grasshopper pins, or mini whatever you're into pins. It's probably super easy to find scarab beetles that people seem to like those a lot. I actually found a large green-shelled scarab beetle in my garden this year. I've never seen one in person before. It was actually very interesting. It was probably 1.5 inches long, a metallic green shell. Really beautiful. Anyway, back to the pin. As you could see, I tried a couple different things. I had a collection jar at one point, and I had kind of some lines to try and show the motion of the swinging net for catching the insect. I didn't end up using either one of those concepts, but as I was coming to the end of this pin design, there was something that was still bothering me about it. Maybe there weren't enough colors being used or something else, but something about the top part of the pin just felt incomplete to me. And so I decided to give this kitty a hat. I often wear a hat when I'm out in my garden, one, to protect me from sun, two, because I don't want bugs and plant debris in my hair. The final push came when I Googled bug catcher and saw that there is a Pokemon character called Bug Catcher, and he wears a hat. I don't know who this is. I don't really watch Pokemon. I did play Pokemon games, though. I actually had Pokemon Red for my Game Boy back in the mid-90s. Yes, I'm that old. But the hat concept worked well enough for reasons other than Pokemon, that Pokemon was just the icing on the cake of, okay, this is a fun reference that some people might get. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the design itself. If you like seeing things being made and hearing what I was thinking about while working on them, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I would love to have you back for the next video. I release 1 or 2 a week. So thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day.